Welcome to episode 2 of the Heal with Andrew podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about good pain versus bad pain and the health bank account. You are going to find out two of the greatest secrets of infinite energy that are going to help you live a pain-free life. You got to understand these concepts of what kind of pain is healthy for you and what kind of pain is not, and also what is a great way to keep track of your health in the same way that makes sense to you as if you were using a bank. Let's jump right in to episode number 2. Good pain versus bad pain. Now, we live in a society where we're taught to just push through any kind of pain possible to achieve your desired result. The skill of endurance and grit and doing whatever it takes to achieve what you want to achieve is incredibly important. And it's also important to know how to maintain your passion for long periods of time. How many people have you heard of that push at 100% all the time until they get some crazy injury or some debilitating illness that takes them out of the game for a while, and then they have to recover, get the health back so that they can then pursue their mission again? I propose a different way of living, a way where we can still push to our fullest capacity while also taking care of our health so that we can sustain that effort, not for 10, for 20, but for 50, 60, possibly until we're 100, 120 years old. Times are different now. We live longer than 30 or 40 years old. People make it to 80, 90 years old all the time. So we have to prepare for what life is going to be like at that age because it's easier to prepare now than when we're already in our 80s and 90s. And one very important concept is how we handle pain and how we take care of it as we go along. In episode 1, we learned about where pain comes from and how we can help it with self-healing. So today we're going to be talking about secret number 3, good pain versus bad pain. This is important to understand because good pain still feels like it's helping you in some way. Like when someone's giving you a nice deep massage and it feels like, yeah, I need this even though it's a little bit tender, maybe a little uncomfortable, but my body can tell that it's craving this kind of pressure on the muscles because you know deep down inside that you need to take care of your body. Bad pain is when you have to scrunch up your face and just grin and bear it and deal with it because it is just 100% painful. Now, I'm as big of a David Goggins fan as anybody, but I'm still a proponent of knowing where your limits are and optimizing your limits so that you can maintain a pain and injury-free body for the rest of your life. Here are a few examples of good pain versus bad pain. There are many massage therapists and body workers who operate in what I call the bad pain zone because they're pressing super hard and it feels like you're getting beat up the whole time. You have to scrunch up your body, tense everything up, and just withstand the pain for as long as possible. Now, this style still works. It's still effective, but it's not very enjoyable to go through. And the reason why I disagree with this method of body work is because I went through my entire massage school career learning a style of deep tissue massage that was not inherently painful. See, in the style that I learned at the Hands-On Healing Institute from Eloise Albrecht, we took our time to sink into the tissue. We waited for the muscles to open up before progressing further. It's like you could punch and bust down the wall to get to the deeper layers, or you could just wait a couple seconds, maybe a couple minutes longer, and the doors will open up for you, and it becomes a much more pleasurable and enjoyable experience without dumping the body full of stress hormones from having to endure such high levels of pain. That being said, I like to go right up to that threshold of good pain or bad pain. As much as your body can handle without crossing the line into survival mode, we want to go right up to that point and either stay there if you can handle it or back off just a little bit. Because I feel like it is more sustainable to enjoy the process of healing so that you'll do it more often and do it for longer. Because here at the Heal with Andrew podcast, we teach to learn how to heal yourselves. Because when you go to get treatments, you go maybe once, possibly 2 to 3 times a week to really take care of your body so that it doesn't hurt consistently. But what about the whole rest of the time that you are not actively in the treatment room? That is where the rubber meets the road, and this is when we really need to take action on our health. Going to get a healing treatment is mostly passive. You're receiving the work and you paid money for it, which is fantastic because a professional healer is going to have deeper knowledge than you do, and this is what we pay for. But what about the in-between times when we're by ourselves and we're in pain and we need help? What about when you're sick and you can't go into the clinic? What happens when your practitioner is sick? What happens when they go on vacation or you want to go on vacation? It is during this majority of time that we have to learn how to take care of our bodies and take care of our health using methods like self-massage, stretching, training, some sort of athletic activity that brings you joy. Because life is inherently painful. The body getting pain is just like when we get hungry, thirsty, or sleepy. This is the way that our body tells us that we need something. Why is it that pain is the one that we ignore the most? Pain is your body's way of telling you it needs a massage. And if you don't have the availability to see a massage therapist every minute of the day or to have them on call in your room whenever you need it, you have to learn how to give yourself a massage. And one of the best ways to do it is through using a tennis ball or lacrosse ball, any kind of ball that you can put your body weight on, which replicates a massage therapist putting their elbow into one of your muscles. You see, a tennis ball is about the same size as an elbow. So when you put your body weight laying on a ball, it's just like if a massage therapist was using their elbow to lean into your muscle tissue. And this is why it's important to understand the difference between good pain and bad pain, so that when you're healing yourself using a massage ball, you are not crossing into bad pain and making things worse. One time in the early days of telling people about this great self-massage technique that I discovered, a buddy of mine came to me and said that he had a pain in his wrist. It hurt a lot and he couldn't put any pressure on it. He was a b-boy, so he needed his wrist so that he could do the breakdancing moves that are on the floor. So I told him how to use the ball to break up the scar tissue and release the muscular adhesions, and waited a week. And the next time we saw each other, I was excited. I was expecting him to come in and say, "Hey, my wrist feels so much better. What an amazing technique. Thank you so much for telling me about this magic massage ball technique." But instead, when I asked him, "Hey man, how's your wrist feeling?" he said, "My wrist feels worse. It got all puffed up and swollen and irritated, and it hurts even more than it did before." I thought, oh no, how could that possibly be? This is supposed to help you feel better. And he told me, well, I was digging into it as hard as I could, just pushing as hard as possible to try to break up the scar tissue. And I said, no, that's not how you do it. You gotta be nice to your body. You have to be kind to your body and treat it like a baby or a puppy. When your body's in pain, it's scared. It's like a scared puppy shivering on the sidewalk, cowering away when someone reaches out with their hand. It takes time. It takes building trust with that puppy and with your own body so that it can relax and allow itself to open up and feel safe. This is why I don't believe in the concept of causing too much pain to someone that we're trying to help as healers, and also to our own bodies when we're trying to help ourselves. Why is it that we are so conditioned to run our bodies into the ground, to not care about our health, and do everything for everyone else? Well, it contributes to the system and society and the people who are trying to leech the energy out of you, but you can't give from an empty cup. In massage school, we talked about giving from your overflow. You should be overflowing with abundance in your health and in your happiness, and you give from that overflow. If you're constantly giving from your personal reserve of energy, then eventually you're not going to have any more to give, and then that cup is going to wear down as you scrape the bottom of it, and eventually it won't even be a cup anymore. There'll just be a hole where there used to be the container that was your heart, and now you are left empty, tired, and resentful. Instead, let's do the work. Let's take the action to put in the fuel. There's so much information about nutrition and modern forms of healthcare like cold plunges, saunas, stem cells. But what about the old ways, the old methods of taking care of your body, stretching, working out in a way that builds you up instead of breaking you down? And this brings us into our second concept of the day, the health bank account. Every time that you do something healthy for your body, that's like a deposit into your health bank account. Whether it's self-massage, getting some sleep, eating something healthy, these are all deposits into the health bank account. And anytime that you do something that uses your body's fuel, like exercise, go to work, take care of other people, those are like withdrawals on your bank account. You're taking out money from your health bank account, which is fine when you have enough money, but when you don't, you have something called health debt. Anytime something is a long-standing issue like chronic knee pain, lower back pain, some sort of illness that is sticking around and not going away, that is an example of health debt. Not only is that not going to magically disappear on its own, it's also actively going to get worse because now you're paying interest on that debt. So the way that we get out of health debt is by doing more healthy things than things that are using up the reserves of our body so that we can get out of health debt and not have any pain. But you don't want to just be a little bit out of debt. You want to have an abundance of health. Because if you just get out of health debt, get out of pain, it's very easy to go right back in. And that's why so many of us are in constant pain, getting treatments to put a couple deposits back, but then our lifestyle brings us right back down. So I'm here to teach you the secrets and the different ways that we can start injecting money into our health bank account on a consistent basis to the point where we don't have to think about it. I call this retiring from pain. Just like we work our whole lives so that we can retire financially, we should also work to retire from pain. Because what a shame it is to work your whole life only to spend your golden years trying to get your health back. I've seen it so many times in the clinic, and I want to help people understand that the methods of taking care of your body are actually quite simple and easy to do. Every time you have something that's healthy, it's kind of like a stream of income into your health bank account. For example, if you self-massage, like having a tennis ball under your leg while you're sitting in a chair, that's like a consistent flow of health income into your health bank account. When you learn how to stretch as just a natural part of your day, that's another flow of income. Getting good sleep, having a good diet, exercising and training is something that you really love and enjoy. When you do the work in the beginning so that this becomes a natural part of your life and you can consistently maintain a pain and injury-free body. And when the pain and injury does come, you have so many good habits that pain just leaves on its own because you naturally do the work to get rid of it. Then my friend, you have retired from pain. I retired from pain at 19 years old, and I've dedicated my life to refining these techniques to bring it to you, to make it easy to understand, to take out the guesswork, and to take out all the time it took for me to figure it out. You can just have it right here. If we're talking about our health financials, we also have to talk about expenses. Daily expenses are things like walking around, going to the gym, working. And surprise expenses are things like illness and injury. You get sick all of a sudden, and now that's like a huge hit to your health bank account. You roll your ankle or break your leg. Now that's another huge toll on your health bank account. The more abundance that you have built up already, it won't be as much of a hit. You're less likely for it to happen. And if or when it happens, you know how to replenish that health bank account as quickly and easily as possible. Every time you're in the realm of good pain, those are deposits into your health bank account. And every time you go into bad pain, those are withdrawals from your health bank account. So you got to know how to push your body to its limits, but not too much that it pulls away from your health bank account to the point where now you have chronic pain that's not going away even with holistic or Western treatment. So there you have it, good pain versus bad pain and the health bank account, secrets number 3 and 4 of the 6 secrets of infinite energy. If you want to learn more, I have a free masterclass where I'll teach you the fundamental skills and ideas behind how to heal your own body. And from there, we have online courses so that you could delve deeper into your self-healing practice. Click the link below, which will take you to backpainmastery.live, and subscribe for more secrets on the power of infinite energy. My name is Andrew Ng. This has been episode 2 of the Heal with Andrew podcast. I'll see you next time on episode 3.